that stands over 750 feet and is completely metal. Our tower here at CBS 6 gets hit by lightning multiple times every year. So the phrase lightning never strikes twice isn't such a great metaphor in this instance. Unfortunately for one of Richmond's best basketball players, he has found those same odds in the most unfair way. Back in January of this year, we brought you the story of Spiders forward Nick Sherod, who had worked his way back into the starting lineup following an ACL injury the previous year.
When it really hit me was that night was when my mom was at the game and I had to talk to her about it. Like, that's when it really hit me. That, this is serious and I'm going to be out for a while.
But Sherod put in the necessary work, almost a full calendar year's worth, to return to the Spiders and lead the A-10 in three-point shooting. He was 10th nationally, making nearly 44% of his shots from behind the arc as the Spiders went 24-7 and were only held out of the NCAA tournament by a pandemic. All signs pointed to a very strong year for Sherod and this year's Spiders team. That is, until the second practice of the season.
It's probably the worst day I've had since I've been the coach here, to be honest with you. You could just tell everybody kind of knew and suspected the worst.
Sherod, who had never been injured at all before his first knee injury, suffered the same injury in his right knee, ending another season before it ever began.
Just because, you've been through it before, you know kind of what the feeling is. The way the leg twists and all that stuff, what's supposed to do what when you make a move, and I knew that was not supposed to happen. And yeah, I kind of just knew what it was right when it happened.
Sherod's second knee injury dampens the expectations for the Spiders on the court somewhat this year, but it's his overall presence that will be the bigger loss. A senior with his experience and reliability will be sorely missed by everyone in the program.
Knowing and counting on him every day, both on the court and off the court, it's reassuring to the coaches and to the players. The younger players might not even know that, but it's very reassuring.
What it isn't is fair on any level. Sherod texted his teammates the next morning, encouraging them to finish the task at hand, regardless of the hand that he had been dealt.
I had my "what was me" moment on the Thursday that happened. I remember screaming out, why this happened again? But one of the things that my parents have taught me is never let the sun set on your anger. So I still felt sad and I was disappointed, but I wasn't angry anymore.
It's hard to find fair, and this certainly is something that is incredibly unfair, and it couldn't be more right in front of you, just mainly because of how hard Nick works and how much he does everything right.
Because of what he's already gone through rehabbing from his first injury, Sherod believes he is in a better place mentally to deal with what is again facing him now. But his goal is somewhat different. While he hasn't closed any doors, he is not likely to return for his sixth season, even though it's an option, because he knows what the rest of the roster might be able to do in his absence.
I don't think they wanted to be in this circumstance, but they're going to get their chances to play now. And I feel like for me, on some level, it would be selfish for me to come back for a sixth year. I've gotten to have almost every experience that you can have as a college basketball player, so I want these guys to have their time. I know what playing means to me, and I want them to have that.
If last year's final home game against Davidson was his last at the Robins Center as a player, Sherod is grateful for the career he has had.
You can't stay in college forever, you know what I mean? I've had a career that I'm proud of. I don't really have a lot of regrets.
I would want Nick Sherod in the program for the next 50 years. I anticipate that he's going to do great at no matter what he does, and hopefully I'll have a hand in some of that.
This time I feel like I have just a level of peace about everything. Maybe it's because I've been through it before, maybe because I'm older, but I just feel like everything that I've been through to get to this point has prepared me to I'm at peace with everything.
Sherod has not ruled out possibly trying to play overseas once this rehab is finished, but he is also working towards a master's degree in education and already has an offer from his alma mater at St. Christopher's to come and teach and likely help coach the Saints basketball teams as well. If you would like to nominate someone to be profiled, email us at beyondtheroster@WTVR.com.